I'm 15th in the world. I know. Yeah, 15th in the world around USA short on PC.
Come on.
Sweat mode activated. That's what was happening earlier.
Look at your phone, friend.
Okay.
How many people we got in? We got 11 so far. Don't know.
How many people we got in? We got 11 so far.
I don't know if I say I couldn't find it, and a lot of other people were struggling, so not too sure.
Alright.
I don't know if I couldn't find it, and a lot of other people were struggling, so not too sure.
Is somebody ordering pizza? It sounds like somebody should call Domino's or something.
Yeah.
Right, go spectate while we remember. Welcome back to round 10 of the Ellough versus Karttrak Cromer Virtual F1 Grand Prix. At the minute, today we have 15 drivers. I think there should have been one more, but not too sure at the minute. We actually got OPGW in spectator mode as well. Hopefully he'll choose a car. Oh, there we go. Have got another driver. So yeah, there should be 16 driving for tonight. Two tracks are USA and Mexico. As we can see, drivers for tonight is Willis and Bacon, both in the Mercedes. Bryn and Mullen in the Racing Point. Mifflin in the McLaren. Charlie Boy's gone for the Red Bull. Bandai's in the AlphaTauri. Baldy's gone for the McLaren. JHS is in the Alfa Romeo. Tin Mighty's in the Red Bull. Skids in the Alfa Romeo. Alfie Pritch has gone for the Renault. Scampton Bingo's in the Williams. Fate Taxi's in the Haas. Oh, they're all changing a little bit now. Chuggy's in the Haas. And that's it. So we do still have, yeah, OPGW is still in spectator mode, so I don't know if he's waiting or trying to get someone to swap cars. I'm not too sure. Oh, Sweeney's now in. He obviously hadn't joined. So that's 17 drivers for tonight, which is good. Sweeney's gone for the AlphaTauri. Racing will get underway. I think we're going to go for around 7-ish. Just obviously give people time to get on the stream, ready to watch. I'm having tea for first race, so we'll join in second to stop my AI driving. So OPGW is still actually sort of eating his tea, so I was going to join for this second race, but if he wants he can start in with a car, and he has, so he will probably go and pause it, obviously, so he will be an AI, so he should be at the back, but that way he can obviously join. We didn't want it to happen before because we had a full grid, but we haven't got full grid, so if it means he can jump in halfway through, then obviously that's better. So again, would just like to say thank you to Jacob from Ellough for organising this series. We're almost at the end, so yeah, we've got one more round after this. So again, he's put a lot of hard work in. Even as soon as the racing's done, he has to sort out a lot of the incidents with me, and obviously for his own, and then do all the points and keep up to date with it. So yeah, big thank you to him. Obviously again to Ellough for donating the vouchers. Same with Karttrak Cromer and Keeman Apparel. And again, if you want to go check them out, then feel free. They did have, well, they've got lightning sales going on and discounts all the time, so it's always worth having a look. Everyone is in, and I think we're ready. So we'll get them to sort of start to ready up. But championship point wise, if I am correct, has been proven that. So it's now obviously LR Bryn. So Evans for most of the championship, he has been declared the champion. It's impossible for anyone to catch him. So obviously well done to him. He will claim the first place prizes. It's still to play for second, third, fourth and so on. Sweeney should be able to take second, I believe. He has quite a big gap, but is getting close for third place, I believe. Willis is in third. JHS has moved up to fourth, but he's only about 4 or 6 points ahead of Bacon, so it's quite close there as well. So drivers don't want to be getting any DNFs, they want to be scoring points. It'd be interesting to see if we have any sort of tactics from drivers, or whether we have Bryn, if he goes for like a last or first challenge or anything, because say championship point wise it doesn't matter for him. He can obviously not finish any of them and he still won, so he can just have a bit of fun. So yeah, possibly we might see him starting at the back. He didn't have the best qualifying at the last round for either of the races, but obviously still managed to win the first one and come back through in the second. I know Sweeney was also quite tempted to do a last to first challenge if possible, so we might see him retire or start at the back, but we will see. Obviously for USA it is dry for qualifying, which is good because this is quite a hard track in the wet, with it sort of being very fast and flowing corners. But we are about to get underway for the first qualifying session of the night. So it has put us on board with Chuggy, and let's have a look at tyres. Everyone has gone soft tyres. On board with Baldy, and if you look, Bryn, yeah, Bryn is starting at the back. You can tell he's trying because he's not even accelerating through here. So Bryn's going for the challenge. Mullen has obviously exceeded the track limits already, so his will not count. But if we go to the front then, Sweeney is currently on provisional pole, followed by Willis in second. Mifflin was in third for sure. He is. Mifflin having a very good drive so far in qualifying, sitting in P4. I think this would be his highest point scoring or highest qualifying position finish. So if he can keep this up, we'll stay on board with him. He is still in fourth. We've got Skid in fifth. Bacon's in sixth. OPGW's in seventh, but I don't know. I doubt that's the AI, so I'm guessing he has quickly picked up his controller, or as we see Mifflin have a spin. What was looking to be one of his best qualifying sessions didn't quite go to plan, as we have Bryn not even accelerating, but he's still in 14th position. Oh, and we have Mullen spinning. So Sweeney puts it on pole, a 30.7. JHS in second, Willis in third, Skid in fourth, OPGW's in fifth, Bacon's in sixth, Scampton Bingo's in seventh, Tin Mighty's in eighth, Chuggy's in ninth, Fake Taxi's in 10th, Bandai's 11th, Mifflin's 12th, and obviously Mullen is just doing donuts on the circuit. Bryn did obviously retire from the session because he is wanting to start at the back. So can we see another a new race winner for tonight? Will Bryn make it back to the front? I want to see how well Mifflin can come through, because he was having an absolute flyer. So yeah, will be interesting to see. So it looks like it is dry for the race as well. So race will be getting underway very shortly. Right. So lights out and away we go. And looks like we might actually have a clean start. They're all spaced out a bit. Whoever is in the Red Bull has sent up the inside and has a very good start. I think that's Tin Mighty, so he goes up into 4th position. But Sweeney has maintained the lead from the start. We have got a yellow flag sector 1, and it looked... I don't actually know that. I'm guessing that is Bandai. Oh, some wing damage going on there. I think that is for Tin Mighty into the back of OPGW. So, bit chaotic at the minute. But looks like we've got that virtual safety car. So not sure what's happened further down the field. Oh. And I don't think some of the drivers have seen that we are under. Oh, we have gone green again, and I think Bryn just actually spun Alfie Pritch out there, so not too sure, as we see Mullen send it up the inside of Scampton Bingo. And Bryn's on the inside as Mullen goes round the outside of Bryn. I think Bryn's got no wing by the looks of that. He doesn't, so he's pushing on a lot. And if we can try and get back towards the front, more drivers having good battles. And we're seeing quite a few pitting. So quite a few drivers definitely with front wing damage. But back at the front, Sweeney has kept his lead, but JHS is right on the back of him. Bacon's had a good start and he's now in 3rd position. OPGW's in 4th, but it is his AI driving, so the drivers should be able to get past quite easily because his AI difficulty will be 0. So drivers obviously exiting the pits. Most of them have pitted for hard tyres. I think Mullen was the only driver that's out there currently who started on the medium tyre. Well, that's still out there anyway. And he's in 6th position, so be interesting to see how well that works for him. But Bacon's still having a good drive in 3rd position. He needs some very good points to try and get 4th position back, but it's actually JHS who he needs to beat, who is currently sitting in 2nd, so definitely got some work to do. So still very close at the front, but starting to spread out a bit down the grid. And we've got Tin Mighty now right in the back of Willis, battling for 9th and 10th position. Both these drivers pitted for the medium tyre. Bryn is on the hard, so I'm guessing trying to go all the way to the end. Bandai is now looking on the back of Baldy, trying to make a move. Back at the front, JHS has sent it up the inside of Sweeney, but Sweeney's got the inside for the next corner. Trying to stay on the outside, and he does. He keeps it. But JHS did just receive a 3-second penalty, I'm guessing for being slightly off the track limits. But nevertheless, a very good battle at the front, and this is what we wanted to see. So it is definitely a shame JHS didn't start with us from the very beginning, because I think he would have definitely been a driver battling for definitely the top 3 in the championship from the start. Obviously he's now moved himself up into 4th position, I believe. But having a very good battle with Sweeney. As long as they both stay within like a second of each other, they should quite easily be able to make some moves with DRS and obviously the long back straight. But say just try not to cut the corner too much, because you can receive penalties quite easily. Sweeney just looking a little bit faster through that first sector. But we have got a yellow flag, or is that safety car? So it looks like Bandai obviously did retire, but I'm guessing it's for him. But we have gone racing again, and obviously JHS is in the lead from Sweeney now. Sweeney going a bit wide, looking to get a better exit, but can't quite do it on this lap. So you've got to be very careful through this sector here, especially, I know Sweeney runs traction off, I don't know about JHS, but use the curb too much and get on the power and it will just cause the car to slide or spin on you, so just careful on the throttle and how much steering input you put in. But I'd imagine as we come down the back straight and activate DRS, I don't know if it's, yeah, it is activated, I'd imagine Sweeney will get up the inside, but JHS did get a good exit. So I'm not sure if he'll be able to make it up in time. He has got the speed, but it's not going to make it stick on this lap. So a bit further down the grid, Skid is having a very good drive in P3. Charlie Boy's in P4, and Skid moves to the inside to actually allow Charlie Boy through by the looks of it. So not sure why. But again, having a good drive. Mullen is in 5th. A bit of a lonely drive for him. Willis is another 20 seconds behind, but has already pitted. Bacon's in P7 now, but he has already pitted, so whether he got some damage or just decided to try and pit to then go to the end, I imagine that was what he decided to try and do. Scampton Bingo is having a good battle here with Mifflin by the looks of it. Is in P12. Bryn has moved himself into the points into P10, but has got quite a lot of work to do if he wants to try and win this race. Can Sweeney get a better exit this time? Not quite. I'm guessing JHS runs traction medium, and he can just get the power down easier, but Sweeney's got the speed, and as long as he's late on the brakes, he will make the move stick. JHS will look for a bit of a cutback, but you don't want to put yourself on the outside for this next part. But Sweeney is now into the lead. And JHS has to try and make his way back past. But field is definitely spread out. Fake Taxi's obviously pitted. He's come out on the medium tyre. Scampton Bingo trying to close down his 1.2 second gap to Alfie Pritch. If he can get close enough, he might get DRS, but he can't quite do it, so Alfie Pritch will be safe for this lap. As Mullen retires from the session, so not quite sure what's happened there. Let's see if we can see his car anywhere. So yeah, not sure what happened with him, but Mullen is out of the race after having sort of a very good drive in the top 5. If we go back to the front, and Sweeney has pulled out a little gap to JHS, but DRS has just closed up for him. But Sweeney will now look to try and just find that extra 2 tenths, get himself out of the DRS, and then put some solid laps in and try and pull away. Both drivers still on the soft tyre as well, so whether JHS might try and do a undercut, not sure. I guess we'll have to see. But Sweeney decides to pit and JHS follows him in, so both trying to do the same strategy, which is interesting because a lot of the time people try and undercut or overcut to see if they can get that extra place back, but JHS obviously believing that his pace is good enough to keep up with Sweeney and maintain and sort of carry on that good battle they were having. So both now leaving the pits, and obviously Skid has taken the provisional leads as it stands, but they've both come out right behind each other, so the battle will carry on. But Bacon looking like he is closing the gap up to Willis, so very good driving by Bacon. Bryn is up into P7 and he's on the hard tyre, so slightly slower compound tyre to all the drivers in front. Obviously with an early pit he had to sort of make sure the tyre did last. A bit further down the grid, so a bit of a lonely drive again for most drivers. Fake Taxi not really having the best drive for him, as we see him just get a penalty for only just cutting the corner there. Cassini was a driver that was on the podium like the last time he raced with us. But Sweeney just pulled out. Well, it was a second gap, but JHS with a slightly better corner exit is closing that gap up again, so he just needs to make sure he can stay within a second if he wants that chance of beating Sweeney. And he's got DRS for the start straight, so hopefully that'll close him up and help. And I'm guessing Skid has pitted now, so we will see how it currently stands. And yeah, so everyone has now pitted, and obviously Fake Taxi's pitted twice, so that is why he's that far down the order. So Bacon has come out just in front of Skid, but Bryn not quite close enough. But Skid is on 4 or 6 lap fresher tyres than the 2 drivers in front, so he should be able to make up some time on them drivers and even get past, as we're on board with Bryn, watching him close up to the drivers in front. You just see Bryn using every part of the track that he possibly can, just to try and get good exits as possible. As we see, that's Bacon ahead, going to the inside to defend the move, and Skid does get just past him and holds it late on the brakes and goes round the outside. So very good move there, and that moves Skid up into P5 and Bacon now down to P6. Big slide there for Bryn, but just got such quick reactions. He can just save it so easily. And they say it's so hard to actually feel when a car goes on a game like this, because you've got no sort of sense of feeling apart from the vibrations in the wheel. So I know how hard it actually is, but yeah, Bryn has quite a few big moments and always manages to pretty much save them. Tin Mighty is pitting, and he's coming out on soft tyres, so he will be quite a way down the order, but should be very fast. So Bryn will just stay behind Bacon, get a better exit if he can, and when DRS kicks in, should just be able to drive straight past Bacon. If Bacon's sensible, he won't fight it, he will let Bryn go and then just try and tag on behind him, and you can just see Bacon there slotting him, or letting Bryn go to slot him behind. Good driving there, but JHS still close to Sweeney, but at the minute not quite close enough to make a move for the lead. But he will just keep pushing him, hoping he'll make a mistake, or he can just get close enough to get the move done. But Bryn now trying to close up the gap to Skid, who say is on only 1 lap old medium tyres, whereas Bryn is on 8 lap old hard tyres. So Bryn doing very well to maintain the pace he is. But JHS with the DRS, he will close up to Sweeney, but he's not going to be close enough to make a move. He sort of half looked for it, but I think that was just trying to stop himself running into the back of Sweeney. But Bryn will try and do a repeat of the last lap, what he done to Bacon. But it does have a bit of a slide, so isn't going to have the pace on this lap. Or will he? He looks like he's closing in quite quickly. So Skid has moved to the inside to defend, and as we can see, Bryn on the outside, late on the brakes, and has got the move done. So he's now in P5 and will be sitting off after Willis, who's in P4. Willis is on 8 lap old medium tyres, so same sort of tyre life as Bryn, but with the harder compound for Bryn, his tyres might be in a bit better condition. JHS has just received another 3-second penalty. So now if we, where is it, detail, if we go to penalties, JHS does have a 6-second penalty, so the race should end up in Sweeney's favour, but I know he'll want to win on track. But say Charlie Boy's had a very good drive, up 13 positions into P3, so very impressive. But Bryn now trying to close up the gap to Willis. And again, he will try a repeat of what he's done to everyone so far. Willis has gone to the inside early, and Bryn sends the dummy, And it puts Willis on the outside. Bryn does get it stopped. Willis will look for a cutback, but say you don't want to put yourself on the outside. So Bryn is now through into 4th position. He's got 12 and a bit seconds to find if he wants to get on that podium. So I don't think it's going to be possible. But if we go a bit further down the order, Mifflin looking now to overtake Tim Mighty. And say Tim being on the soft tyre 1 lap old, he should be the faster driver. But Mifflin looking for the outside, but not quite getting it done on this lap. Now he's just got to try and hang on to the corner speed of Tin. A little bit wide there for Mifflin, so it has now allowed Tim Mighty through. So on board with Baldy. Looking very good so far. But back at the front, so we're on lap 13 or 14. So there's not long left, and Sweeney only just in front, JHS sitting very close behind. Will he just try and overtake Sweeney and go for the win on the track? Obviously he will lose the positions because of his penalties, but it's always good if you can win on track. Bacon is within a second of Skid, so he might be able to use DRS to close up. Now a bit further down, Scampton Bingo has now closed the gap up to Mifflin, so is now in DRS range as well. But on the last lap now, this is JHS's last opportunity really to get in front of Sweeney. To do it anywhere else after this is sort of quite a challenge, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. Sweeney just having a little bit of a lock up there on the brakes, so I think it's looking like it's going to go Sweeney's way. As we see, Scampton Bingo has made it past Mifflin now. So has now pushed Mifflin out of the points. But with penalties, they've both got the same amount of penalties, so as Mifflin has a big slide and has to just let the car run on to stop himself getting any, or stop himself from spinning out. But Sweeney takes the win in race number 1 tonight. Charlie Boy will come round to take 3rd position. So a very good drive for him after starting, was it 16th on the grid? So Bryn finishes in 4th after starting at the back. Willis is in 5th, Skid 6th, Bacon is in 7th. Chuggy will be coming round to finish in P8. Tim Mighty will be in P9. Scampton Bingo will be rounding out 10th, last of the points. And now just the rest of the drivers to finish. Alfie Pritch will be coming to finish in 12th. And Fake Taxi will be in 13th. So that is the end of race number 1. Second race will be in Mexico. I think we might potentially have another driver joining us, and hopefully we'll have OPGW back properly. But we will just have a little sort of 10-minute break for the drivers, say like normal, to go and grab a drink or anything they need. So just got one more driver to join. So this driver missed the briefing, which is why I didn't get an invite, but just to try and stop some of the drivers moaning about AI, I'll put AI driver level all the way up, so if anyone pauses it then they'll be too fast, but I don't know what else to do. I thought drivers would be good enough to beat a 0%, but a lot of drivers all moaning about the IO, bless them. Can't go 0 because it's too slow, so can't go 110 because it's too fast, but as you can tell all the drivers are at different speeds, so it won't be fair no matter what you go. I don't know. I mean, if they can't beat 30, I don't know. So we should have Matt Copper joining us for the second race today. Anyway, yeah, Sweeney, let's go. Well done, Sweeney. Was very good driving. Very good race between you and JHS. Obviously, shame he did get a penalty. Just because sort of it was already decided really that he was going to win. But obviously, was better. Bacon, what are you saying? You were having a good drive at the start, up into like P3 I think, weren't you? But I didn't actually see then what happened where you went down. But Mexico, please, I want to see a podium. Back at the front, I want to see it. And Sweeney, I want to see a last first challenge from you, to be honest. Although to be fair, I think like you won't stop if like JHS or someone does qualify at the front. But I think that's like, is that the first race that we didn't have a safety car? I can't remember. I think it might have been one of the first ones. Oh, I see, Bacon. Again, another driver that, you know, you got to sometimes get ready for it. You should be used to it, you know, when you catch up to like Harrison at the Karttrak, you realise you've actually got to slow down because he brakes mid-corner. You know, you should be used to that by now. Alright, done, easy. Alright, Sweeney, last first challenge. I want to see it. Or, Sweeney, qualify at the front, pole, pit first lap for like hard tyres and see if you can, you know, then come back through, make them last. Bigger off. What does that mean? Yeah, of course. I always send on Harrison into chicane. That's because he brakes too much, that's why. Why not, Sweeney? He'd still win. Possibly. Now, challenge is, and that he's too slow. Well, yeah, I didn't want to say anything. I've been trying to teach him for like 9-10 years, but yeah, maybe we just have to move on to Wayne. Wayne's got more potential. Alright, Sweeney, at least beat Bryn. That's what I want to see, because I'd imagine, I don't know if Bryn will go for like a last first again. He'll probably actually qualify near the front, I'd imagine. So I want to see you beat Bryn. But yeah, Marie has also got more potential than Harrison, I reckon. Now Harrison's sister used to do it as well, but they had to make her stop because she was better than Harrison as well. That one there was a violation. Come on, Harrison, prove me wrong. At least show me that you can get a podium on F1, please. Or Sweeney, are you only fast? Yeah, are you only fast because you use like all the assists off? Do you reckon you could actually still win with like traction medium or traction on full and like ABS? I messed up on last lap, no points for me. Isn't that like sort of one of the first races as well? You didn't get points. I think it might be, weren't it? He can barely get a final podium. Don't think he will do it in a game. He didn't do too bad though, did he, this year? Or last year? I crashed into pit lane. Oh. Harrison T-Bone at last the first. I won't talk about me at A final podiums. Yeah, Sweeney. This year though, once everything's up and running, you know, you come second last year, so hopefully you can come through and win it. I guess that's your goal, but I think it's going to be a lot harder for you this year because there's a lot more sort of better drivers, or not better drivers, just drivers that have got faster and more consistent. But I think we've sort of had a long enough break, really. Got more. Wait, Bacon. I've won more A finals than him. Now Bacon's won 2, I think. I saw that. I won a B final that one time. Baldy's nodded off. Yeah, we maybe are taking a bit too long, I guess. It's been probably 10 minutes, so we'll get all the drivers to ready up. And we'll get the second race underway. P2 with no wins, Mr. Consistent. That's basically what it's like on F1. But you know, you've just sort of taken it back over. You just won that last one as well. Adult League going to be easier this year. Well, I hope so. I hope you should be able to win it. Yeah, I don't see a reason why you couldn't. But all the drivers have now readied up, and we'll be getting the second race underway. Oh well, don't you worry. Hopefully, that's what I want to see. Although obviously depending who turns up. If Sarah's there, I think Sarah will beat you, Bacon. If he doesn't win Adult League and needs to leave, I think we all need to set him a forfeit. So if Bacon doesn't win it overall, he needs to do a forfeit. So it is dry for the second race tonight at Mexico. So it is rapid, especially on Sparkers. Yeah, it's all about them Sparker suits. They make anyone go faster, they do. Even the benches. So drivers just putting on their setups. Setup around here normally sort of seems to be quite sort of low aerodynamics. You want them to be sort of very fast, but also have enough grip through the corners. Alpine Star suits go faster. I mean, agreed. I would say, truthfully, the Madcroc suits go faster. So I think Bryn needs one of them. That's what I would say anyway. Oh. Sweeney and Bryn have been disqualified for going the wrong way. So both of them going for a last to first challenge, which will be interesting. But as it stands at the minute, Chuggy was at the front, but JHS is in the lead. Willis also disqualified for the wrong way. So these three drivers deciding to try the last to first challenge starting at the back. No, just overrated. No, the Madcroc suits are definitely faster. Look, I done Super 1 and come second. I got bought a Madcroc suit and then I won it. So just saying, it definitely helped. So yeah, I think Bryn deserves one, especially if he wins this championship. Oh wait, he has. Yeah, I think Bryn deserves one. But as it stands, JHS is on provisional pole. Well, Charlie Boy's just nicking it in front, doesn't quite make it. Bacon's also disqualified from the session. Mullen's disqualified, so we've got quite a few drivers that will be all starting near the back. But JHS does take provisional pole, or takes pole from Charlie Boy in second. Only 2.5 attempts between them. Skids in third. Chuggy's fourth. OPGW's in fifth. Fate Taxi sixth. Mifflin seventh. Baldy's up in eighth. Willis ninth. Obviously the rest of the drivers all being disqualified. So corner cutting has to be on strict round this circuit, otherwise you can literally cut like the middle bit completely and get away with it and gain a lot. So obviously most of these have decided to start at the back anyway, but I know some of them would have probably just exceeded the track limits and lost out that way. So is it going to be dry for the race? I do hope so. Will be very interesting to see how far through the field Bryn and Sweeney can get, and whether they battle each other coming through or whether they actually work together. If I was Bryn, I wouldn't work together. I would try and just get past Sweeney and go, because he's normally the faster driver. But then if I was Sweeney, I'd also try and get past Bryn, hoping I'd get through the sort of field earlier, and then try and pull a gap that way. Baldy will have a nosebleed being that far up. I know. Hopefully, you know, he might be able to maintain it. And if he can also score some more points, that would be really good to see. But tyre wise, most people choosing the softs. Some have gone for the mediums, but JHS looks like he's got a good start. But Charlie Boy also looking up the inside. Hopefully they can make it through without any contact. A little bit of damage there. One driver running a little bit wide. A little bit of contact back there, but hopefully no damage caused. Oh, we have got a safety car, so Bryn also receiving a 5-second penalty for damage. That was Bandai in the back of Bryn then as well. So who's missing? I don't know. So Mullen has dropped all the way to the back. Or he's in last, but I don't know where that actually sort of started. But we didn't have a safety car in the first race, so I guess it only sort of makes sense to have it in the second race. But Baldy has moved up one position and he's in P7. So we'll have a lap or two until we get going. Will any of the drivers pit? JHS has decided he wants to pit on lap 1, so whether he puts the hards on and tries to go till the end, I'm not sure. Quite a few drivers deciding to pit. Sweeney's in the pits. Baldy has followed. Has anyone stayed out? Scampton Bingo has decided to stay out, but he is... No, we've had 3 drivers stay out. So Tim Mighty, he normally stays out anyway. He likes to lead from the front and have a good battle. Matt Copper has decided to stay out, and so has Scampton Bingo. So the rest of the field though, all pitting, and they have gone for the tyres that are shown on screen now. So JHS and OPGW have gone for the mediums, but the rest of the field have gone hard. So JHS will be at the front, and I'm guessing he's maybe hoping to pull away early and build himself a gap. He might then have to maintain the tyres though a little bit towards the end. He might struggle, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, the rest of the field going for the hards. Obviously Bryn, I think, got, was it a 5-second penalty? He did, he got a 5-second penalty, so he's going to have to work quite hard to obviously get through the field and then pull that gap out. Just having a look at the different strategies. Yeah, Bryn either needs a Madcock suit or a nice pink one, like what he's in now. We'd have Scampton Bingo has just decided to pit. Definitely a lap too late, really, but he's going to go to the back. But I guess he's got like a lap fresher tyres, although they haven't really done anything. But Tim Mighty's always very good at hanging on to the lead when the safety car goes. And I know he did have a good battle with Sweeney on one of them. Obviously held Sweeney up enough that he sort of couldn't get through and build the gap out, but did have a very good battle, so he will be doing all he can to hang on to the lead. It will cost him in the long run though by not pitting, but I guess as long as he has a good race, that's all that matters for him. Sweeney is halfway up the grid. Yeah, he got a very good start. I think he sort of got a bit like, well, I guess it's luck for not being absolutely collected by everyone, but he did have a good start, so Bryn's got a lot more work to do if he wants to catch up, but he definitely has the pace and we all know that. So the drivers in front of Sweeney though are quick. Obviously you've got Skid, Charlie Boy, OPGW and JHS, normally the drivers near the front. As we have gone racing again, Tim Mighty got a good start. And he does pull to the middle, well, he hasn't gone fully inside to defend. Smooth's going further back, Charlie Boy looking up the inside of OPGW. But they were basically side by side through that whole sector there. Sweeney battling with Chuggy for P7. Fake Taxi's looking very fast around the outside of Chuggy, but Chuggy later on the brakes and will keep it. He doesn't. Fake Taxi keeps it on the outside, has the inside. Bit of contact there and a bit of a slide, but saved well. A little bit more contact as we go on, but Sweeney is away. He's going to look up the inside of Charlie Boy and he gets it. So Sweeney now up into P6. That's Bryn looking up the inside there. Can't quite find the gap, but he's going to hold on the outside. Did run slightly off the track. Oh, we've got another safety car, so hopefully the drivers notice that and stop without making any contact. Didn't see what's happened there, but safety car is out. So I was going to say, these drivers do need to pit, but Tin's staying out again. But Matt did pit, so JHS has decided to pit, which is quite interesting. That will now actually lose him sort of the lead on track once the drivers have pitted. Bryn also pitting, so interesting strategy here. They've all obviously just decided to go for the medium tyre. They will come out behind some more of the drivers, but they will probably be able to make it up as long as we don't have another safety car. But Willis has come out and he is in front of Bryn. Bacon's behind Bryn. We've still got Scampton Bingo in the pits and Mullen as well, so I don't know why I didn't just... I don't even know why I didn't just pit now. Yeah, I probably would have pitted, because you're now going to end up pitting while all the other drivers are racing, whereas obviously if you do it now, you gain your time that you lose in the pits. So truthfully, I'd do it this lap, otherwise you are going to lose a lot, unless another safety car comes out. But I still don't know what that safety car was for though. I didn't actually see what happened, but safety car isn't coming in this lap, so I imagine Tim Mighty will decide to pit. See, he will come out in last position. He doesn't, he is staying out. So interesting strategy for him. So hopefully the safety car will be in this lap, and we can actually get some racing going. Lights are out, so the safety car will be in this lap. So it's now all eyes on Tim Mighty to see when he decides to punch it and go. Hopefully when he does decide to go, the other drivers won't hit him. He has literally almost stopped though, just got to be careful for no one to get any damage. I can see definitely someone crashing in a minute. He's now decided to go. So quite a few people with a bit of contact further down, and quite a few drivers having to pit. So I think Sweeney might have lost his front wing there because he did get a penalty for it as well. But anyway, back at the front three are going to stay the same. Female Fake Taxi is looking at the inside of Charlie Boy, but he will get, can't quite make it. So Charlie Boy's in fourth. Fake Taxi might now lose out to Mifflin. Willis has lost a lot to Bryn. Bryn is through to 8th. So just watching, Chuggy's in 9th, JHS is 10th, Baldy battling hard as well in 11th, on board with Willis in 12th position. Mullen's now right behind him in 13th, Bacon in 14th, Scampton Bingo 15th. But back at the front, Tim Mighty's still doing well, out in the lead. He normally manages to hold it for quite a few laps. I don't think OPGW is going to get close enough this lap. Fake Taxi closing in slightly on Mifflin. Not going to be close enough though to send it. But a bit further down, Bryn's gone past Alfie Pritch and he's now in 7th position. This was Chuggy looking for a late move, and he does get it done. He's going to stay on the outside, so he's got the inside for the next corner. So that's now Chuggy into 8th. JHS also making it past Alfie Pritch. So Alfie Pritch has now lost quite a few positions just from that there. But Fake Taxi now on the back of Mifflin, and so is Bryn. We'll stay here, and that is Bryn making it past Fake Taxi. I'm not quite sure what's happened to him. but he's really struggling. He's just lost a lot of pace. So, and he seems to get hit off the track and into the wall. I really don't know what just happened there. But yeah, so carrying on. Will Bryn be able to make it into P5? Mifflin moves to the inside, or starts to move across to defend it, but sort of gives Bryn the space. That is allowing the other drivers to follow him through. They go 3 abreast, and Chuggy's going to go round the outside of Bryn, and he's going to hold it, because he doesn't. Bryn keeps it on the inside. Bit of contact. We'll stay just on board behind him. I think Bryn's going to hold it. Chuggy ain't going to be close enough, as Mifflin goes for a late move on the brakes. But Bryn and Chuggy battling hard. But he is, and say Chuggy was off the track there, and Bryn somehow has managed to stay in the race, but I'm guessing he's going to have to pit this lap. As you can see, he's literally got no front wing, and he's not been able to turn, but that was definitely Chuggy's fault, because he was off the circuit trying to turn in to Bryn, so not ideal. But this is the only issue we've got with the damage. Bryn sort of needs to just try and keep out the way, because he is just struggling to turn. But say it's quite hard racing between the pair of them, but it was Chuggy's fault for being off the track. You need to rejoin safely, and turning into a driver isn't safe. So Bryn will now pit, and has made his job very hard. But back at the front, OPGW now pressuring Tim Mighty for the race lead. But Skid's now right behind him as well. So this is the battle for the podium as it stands, but Tim still will need to pit. But he's done very well to make the softs sort of last this long. I imagine he will start to feel them wear quite a lot. I'm not sure if some of the other drivers though who pitted early on will make their tyres last till the end. So even with Bryn pitting now, he will make his last till the end, so he might be alright. Skid has a big slide, but does save it, but has lost him a lot of time. But OPGW really struggling to get past Tim Mighty here, but he needs to get past soon and try and pull a gap out, because it is his chance to win this race. But it looks like he is pitting. Tim's pitting as well, so Skid will take the lead. So as it stands, Skid is in first, Charlie Boy second, JHS is now third, Willis moves to fourth, Alfie Pritch is in fifth position. Bacon now with DRS will go up the inside and take P5, so that will put Alfie down into sixth. So Sweeney is in 10th, and Bryn is in 13th, so yeah, Bryn's got a lot of work to do. But DRS for Charlie Boy, so we'll close up to Skid, and if he can get close enough out of the last corner, he should be able to make it past with DRS. Just a little bit slower through there though, so he's gonna have to do it, but it might be a bit later than he was hoping. So he does now have DRS, but the gap is just over 7 tenths. And yeah, he's not going to be close enough on this lap. Scampton Bingo now closing in on Alfie Pritch, as we have a yellow flag in sector 2, and Mifflin does leave, so not too sure what's happened there. Scampton Bingo looks up the inside, but Alfie Pritch very late on the brakes and gets it stopped perfectly, so no worries, Mifflin. Hope everything's alright. good battle going on at the back here, and we've got Baldy looking up the inside of Mullen and Chuggy. So can he get this move done? Just got to go late on the brakes. He gets up the inside, but Chuggy had turned on the outside, and Baldy just running into the side and caused him to spin. But good to see him racing against him. But back at the front, Charlie Boy has made it into the lead, so he is now in first position and Skid is now in second. Is Skid going to be able to get his lead back? He had a quick look up the inside, but he's not close enough as it stands. OPGW sets the fastest lap of the race, a 1:17.1, but he is on the soft tyre. I'm guessing he'll make that tyre go to the end as well. But yeah, I think some of the drivers towards the front potentially might have to pit. Bryn actually now goes the fastest, and he's on a medium tyre, so he will be making up some ground. He's 8.6 seconds behind Sweeney. So we'll have to keep an eye on that gap. So Matt Copper got disqualified for too many warnings and penalties, so that would just be because of strict. Willis is 1.7 seconds or 1.8 now off of JHS, so if he can just close up a little bit more, he's on slightly fresher tyres, get into DRS, then he might be on for a podium position, but he has got a penalty as well. But Alfie Pritch having a very good drive here still, hanging on to the back of Scampton Bingo. He's now got DRS, so he should close up that gap as well. OPGW behind, closing quite fast now, obviously on the soft tyre. Bryn's 8.6 off, so gap literally stayed the same, hasn't it? OPGW has just received a 3-second time penalty as well, so maybe pushing just a little bit too hard, struggling to keep it on the track, and that's Bandai getting out of the way. Very good driving by him, seeing the faster drivers approaching. Willis has brought the gap down to 1.3, and he's actually got DRS, and I think that will be from Bandai's car, so because it'd have been a second behind him, that's actually helped him, and that will now close Willis up to JHS, and he will also now get DRS, I believe, in the next zone. He has, and we have another yellow flag. Can't see who that was, so maybe just a bit of contact a bit further down, and this is now Alfie Pritch looking to try and get past OPGW as they switch sides. But say OPGW just will have that corner speed on them tyres, but Alfie's still battling really hard. Tin Mighty's looking like he's also closing up. Not too sure what's happened to Bryn, but he's now dropped a lot further down, so he's either waited for a battle or he's had a little issue or moment on the circuit, because he's now a long way off. As Mullen, I don't really know what he does there. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but yeah, interesting line and defending tactic, I guess. But at least we haven't had a safety car from it, so Mullen does retire. But back at the front, Skid still hanging on to Charlie Boy. So this is the battle for the lead. Well, actually it won't be. I think JHS and Willis will be the battle for the lead because of the penalty. So first and second both have a 3-second penalty. So the drivers behind as it stands will, as long as they don't battle too hard and if they work together, as it sort of stands, they're roughly first and second. Obviously just the gap might change a little bit, but yeah, if they can put some good sectors in, some good laps in, they actually can take 1 and 2 on the circuit. So yeah, Willis and JHS potentially battling for the lead. A bit further down the grid, Tin catching up to Scampton Bingo, and Sweeney also catching up. So on board with Tin, he's up the inside, and as long as he gets it stopped, he does, and Sweeney follows him through, and he looks up the inside of Tim Mighty, but say door will close very quick into that corner. But Sweeney now with DRS, so I imagine he will go past Tin, sells him the dummy, typical Sweeney, and Scampton Bingo's also going to come through. It doesn't. Tin decides to quickly move across and stop Scampton from coming through. Yeah, I agree with that comment, Mr. Evans. Weren't ideal and just very, very poor driving. But Bryn has pitted and he's now coming out on soft, so I'm guessing he's just going to go for a fast lap. But JHS doesn't have DRS to the drivers in front, but Willis will. So Willis hopefully will catch up for this bit, and then on the exit of the chicane we'll have DRS and they can start battling. But I want to see him actually get closer together and work to catch the two in front, because then obviously it'll be quite close with the penalties taken into consideration. Sweeney is up into 7th, OPGW closing in. So these drivers doing really well though to make these tyres last as long as they are, and also we are on lap 18 of 18, so we'll just have to see who can get closer. So on the track, Charlie Boy is going to take the win, but when the penalties go into consideration, JHS will take it. Just it won't be much in it, and Willis. It doesn't, so Willis stays 4th, but JHS does just steal the win. Bacon will come round to take P5. OPGW will be in P6, as Bandai gets disqualified from the session on the very last lap. So OPGW 6th, Sweeney 7th, Tim Mighty 8th, Alfie Pritch 9th, and scores points, and I think that might even, I think he scored points in one other race, so yeah, I think that'll be the second time Alfie scored points. So good driving by him, and also making the hard tyres last 16 laps. Very well done. Scampton Bingo takes the last point, so in 10th position. Bryn is outside the points, but I think he holds the fastest lap, but if he doesn't, he does. This lap might be faster, and it is. It's a 1:14.5, so that's about 2 seconds quicker than his other lap. So very well done. They're very fast. Chuggy's in 12th. Bordy was 13th, and Mifflin was 14th. So that's how it stands. Bacon also received driver of the day, so well done to him. Finally, sort of a good result up near the front. we might have some sort of incidents to have a look at, but that was how it stands so far. But there we have it. So that is the second and final race of the night. By the looks of it, Alfie Pritch is very happy with his result, and so he should be, from P17 on the grid to P9. So yeah, very well done for him. A lot of drivers with penalties as well, but yeah, that is the sort of finishing results. And if we look at the standings, JHS was the top point scorer tonight. Charlie Boy with the second most. Obviously Sweeney was third, Skid fourth, Willis fifth, Bacon sixth. So Bryn, obviously yes, he was starting at the back, or was never going to score as many points as he normally does, but did only pick up 12. But obviously in that last race, wasn't his fault with the incident. Alfie Pritch, say, picking up 2 points as well. I'll take driver of the day. Safety car restart was a mess though. Yeah, didn't look too good. It's quite hard to see from where we were, but not sure what happened there. But anyway, if you have enjoyed it, please obviously hit that like button again. Obviously, like I always say, it does really help me out. Subscribe if you haven't already. We will be live again on Wednesday for the very last round of the championship. And then obviously I'm not sure what's happening after that. We will maybe look at still trying to put something on, because it's nice bringing everyone together. But yeah, other than that, enjoy the rest of your evening everyone, and thank you very much.